out here in San Francisco, we need to get our heads around the personal computer renaissance that's suddenly thrown the hardware-oriented tech stocks into the spotlight. This whole narrative came into focus 3 weeks ago when HP Inc., the computer and printer segment of the old Hewlett-Packard, shot the lights out with its latest quarter. Not that long ago, everybody assumed that HP Inc. was a sleepy old business that would soon go the way of the dodo as smartphones and tablets replaced PCs. Naturally, turns out it couldn't be further from the truth, as the business is on fire and the stock's been roaring. Get this, it's up more than 40% in the last year. It's up another 12% since the beginning of 2018. Earlier today, we spoke with Dion Weisler. He is the president and CEO of HP Inc. at their glorious headquarters. Take a look. I thought I'd never say this, but you have made the PC fun. Not fun again, but fun. Is that one of the reasons why the business has been so strong?
Jim, firstly, welcome to our humble home. It's great to have you here, and I'm thrilled with the business. The last quarter was an incredible quarter, 14% growth, not just in PCs, but also in print. 14% growth in print, 15% growth in PCs. Fifth consecutive quarter of double-digit growth, which means we have what I call the double-double. And it's really off the back of incredible innovation, hyper-segmentation, cost control, and just making the PC cool.
This is a growth story, and it's a growth story with a larger market than anyone thinks.
Yeah, well, indeed, I've said for a long time, this is a $350 billion market. And, you know, 4 out of 5 machines don't have an HP logo on it, which is a real opportunity for potential customers to experience what our incredible engineers are putting together.
First time we got together in New York, you gave me what I thought was just a song and dance about 3D printing, because I only knew 3D printing as the consumer, which I thought was kind of, oh, that peaked already. The commercial market's gigantic and working for you now.
Yeah, well, the 3D printing market isn't gigantic yet. It's still a relatively small business relative to that $350 billion PC market. It's only a $5 billion market. The potential is to tap into the $12 trillion manufacturing industry because it is a much better mousetrap. Lower inventory, just in time, manufacturing democratized, less shipping all around the world. So for all, less cost of capital tied up, for all sorts of reasons, 3D printing is just a question of when, not if.
And anyone even near you right now?
Sorry?
Anyone near you competitively? I haven't seen it.
Look, I think what the team did is we leveraged 30 years of intellectual property from our core printing business, and we developed a very unique, highly patented technology that really enables us to print 10 times faster at a fraction of the cost of everybody else. And rather than most people are focusing on prototyping, we're doing real manufacturing.
Okay, now I want to talk about something. Look, I didn't like my PC. I liked my cell phone. Okay, the cell phone was fun. I now play with my PC. I now scroll with my PC. It is almost a given that if I can't scroll with a PC, I have no interest in being with them. How did you know that these things were fun? How did you know that touch would matter? How did you know that graphics would matter? How would you know that sound would matter and could differentiate things?
Well, as it turns out, customer insights are really important. And getting into the psyche of how people really want to operate. We live in a three-dimensional world. We're tactile in nature. So being able to interact with your devices and making them highly personalized is really important. Not just in our PC business, but also in our printing business. Look at what's behind us all here. This is all about personalization. Right. How can you make personalized products pop on the shelf for huge brands around the world?
And it's working, right? I mean, look, I'm looking at Coca-Cola, I'm looking at Smirnoff. A magazine that has my name on it?
Not just your name. Every single subscriber gets their own personalized copy. That's the power of digital printing. And you can make these products come to life on a shelf and separate yourself from all your competitors. That's the power of digitalization and printing.
Okay, well, let's talk numbers. Average selling price actually going up for PCs. Some raw cost problems. You did reveal in the last quarter, your unbelievably great CFO talked about the idea. Kathy said that, yes, DRAM prices are still going higher, but the dollar could offset that. Talk to me about the raw costs. Talk to me about whether they're still going up, whether they're leveling off, and whether average selling prices can still go higher.
Yeah, I'd say DRAM will continue to be tight throughout the year.
The whole year?
Yeah, I expect a little bit tight through the whole year. Well, I think Flash probably has more of an opportunity to level out, but DRAM is going to be higher. And I said that a couple of years ago. It takes several years. There's enormous capital that goes into producing DRAM, and it takes time for that to play out into the marketplace. But there's a very large basket of costs that go into a PC. Some are higher, some are lower. We do think there is a cost headwind. Some of it is offset by currency. So I think ASPs will continue to trend up a little bit. We offset that by, making sure we're in great cost position elsewhere in the business and continuing to innovate with sprinkles of magic that customers really value.
And I've slighted printers. Just tell us about that market, which everyone thought was totally dead.
Yeah, well, the printing business is still an incredible...
The personal printer, the commercial at the office.
Both at home and at the office. In the office, it's a $110 billion market, and we're only playing in $55 billion of it, only half of it. The printer that we see behind us here is why we did the Samsung acquisition, because it opens up the other $55 billion copier market to us. We have very low market share in that market segment, but we're growing there. And so it gives us a growth platform for many years to come.
I know you are conscious of the legacy of this great company. And it was a legacy of innovation, but it was kind of got, let's just say, I don't want to say it ever went downhill because the company's always been great, but as one big company, a lot of divisions got lost, including maybe the most important one, which is yours. Talk about just the what the whole history is, the arc of where we are versus where you were.
Yeah, I would say at the core of this company is innovation. Bill and Dave started in a garage, and they were engineers, and they made the first audio oscillator. And since that time, innovation has been really stitched into the fabric of the organisation. Now, over time, as the company got bigger and bigger, it became really hard to focus on your market segments, and that was the whole thesis of the separation. I think it's unlocked tremendous value for our shareholders. More importantly, it's unlocked tremendous value for our customers because we're able to make much better products. We're focusing on the customer segments. We're doing a lot of customer insight in all of the businesses that were HP Co., 2.5 years ago.
And innovation, we thought, was the province of the cell phone. It seems to me maybe the cell phone's not making the changes that the PC is.
Well, for years, cell phones were growing at an exponential rate. And at some point, if you don't provide innovation to your customers, that slows down. I think we're seeing that in the market. We're certainly seeing it with tablet devices. We're seeing it with mobile phones. Yet for years, people were walking around with great big thick laptops and old PCs, and they were heavy. And now we're launching these incredible devices that I have to show you open because if I shut them, you almost can't see them anymore. They're so thin, and they have beautiful design. And we're giving customers through innovation a reason to purchase, to be able to touch, to be able to listen, to be able to interact with a device that's beautifully customised for each of the market segments that we go after.
One last question. After every one of these quarters, double, people say, well, that's about all they can really do. Where are we, in your opinion, in terms of the evolution?
Well, you have to think about the strategy that we have. We have our core businesses of print and PC. We still think they're great businesses. We talked about the size of those markets. Through innovation, we can continue to take market share. That gives us capacity through the great cash generation that we earn out of that to invest in our future in these graphics businesses, in everything as a service, moving PCs to a service, printing as a service, and then further out into the future, 3D printing. So I think our best years lie ahead of us.
All right, that's what I totally agree with you. That's Ian Weisler, he's president and CEO of HP. What an exciting story. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.